David Wu there. Now, what will our cities and workplaces look like in the future? Well, developers, architects and engineers are meeting in London for the EcoCity World Summit to answer this very question. Issues varying from the cost and scale of new builds and refitting offices to issues of sustainability to the thornier issue of what role will working from home play in the future. What can we expect to see in our offices of the future? Well, let's talk to Dan Scaniel, who's the Executive Vice President of Brookfield Properties and is involved with the summit. He joins me now, as you can see. Hi, Dan, good to see you. So lots to discuss at the summit today. And what is the big vision for our cities of the future when it comes to the workplace? Because COVID has meant a massive shift, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, and we've just launched a Design of the Workplace report, and really the emerging theme that's coming out of that is that modern office workers are prioritising sustainability, so sustainability of their employer, sustainability of their workplace, and a real drive to understand the carbon footprint and to understand the culture and the I guess the social performance of the business.
So when you look at the future, I mean, we're kind of living in the future, aren't we? The workplace has shifted. And what is it that employers want now, they're telling you?
So employers want an environmentally friendly office. They're of the view that, if you have an environmentally friendly office, that it promotes their well-being, it promotes their health, that it helps them with productivity, it helps them with creativity. The office is still seen as a critical component of doing business. I think 3/4 of people were still of that view, which is a great thing. And really, we're just seeing a real emphasis on understanding data, understanding information about what the workplace is actually doing for them.
And I suppose key is if offices might be less needed, I don't know if you think they will be, then what do future cities look like? How does that redefine and reshape the cities of the future?
As I said, I think the office is a critical component, but there's a real drive towards connecting communities. So making sure the building or the office that someone is working in is not an island and it's connected into the community. It's got active spaces. It's got art. It's got culture. It's got different environments that modern employees can work in, and it's got a greater social purpose.
OK, Dan Scanlon, Vice President of Brookfield Properties, thank you.
Thank you.
Now, more and more people around Europe are struggling to pay their bills and are finding themselves dealing with debt collectors. That's according to Andres Rubio, the boss of Europe's biggest debt collection agency, Sweden-based Intrum. He's been talking to the BBC's Tanya Beckett for this weekend's Talking Business programme, and he told her the situation is likely to continue for the next 2 years.
It's interesting because of the recent energy crisis, we see a lot of mobile phone companies, energy companies who aren't having their bills paid. But the largest source of clients for us is the financial system. And what's interesting recently, Tanya, is that the stress we're seeing is certainly evident with the less meaningful bills, the energy and mobile, et cetera. We have not yet seen that lack of payment transfer over into things like mortgages and consumer credit to a degree, although you've seen stress build up in the financial system over the last 2 years.
Are you finding that the economic environment that we find ourselves